where somebody might be tempted to belittle somebody, or somebody might be tempted to feel like he's better than somebody else. But in the sight of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, that person is more closer to Allah than him. Right? And this was some of the incidents that had occurred during the time of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, where some of the disbelievers, they used to belittle the companions. They would look down on the companions, they would shut down the companions, because a lot of them were poor, or they were from a smaller minority tribe. But in the sight of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, they were people that Allah has been pleased with them. So فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, do not praise yourselves and to consider yourself any better than others. هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنِ اتَّقَى, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is more aware and more knowing of those who are truly fearing of Him. Because, ya ikhwan, the mizan, the scale that is used to show precedence over somebody, over anybody else, is nothing but the connection that person has to the deen of Islam. Right? You don't compare anybody else's virtues over anybody else based upon wealth and status and fame. And none of that stuff is relevant in the sight of Allah. But Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He looks at your hearts and your a'mal, as the hadith comes. And then the next ayat in which the Shaykh mentions, وَقَالَ تَعَالَى إِنَّمَا السَّبِيلُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يَظْلِمُونَ النَّاسِ وَيَبْغُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Then Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He also mentions that those who are oppressive to the people, they oppress the people, they wrong the people, they take the people's rights, they lie about the people, they cause harm towards the people. وَيَبْغُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and then they cause or they create a lot of corruption in the earth, بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ, without any justification. Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ, verily those people are لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has prepared for those type of people of severe punishment. Severe punishment is to those who from amongst the people that cause those form of corruption. And Imam ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah, when he mentions what is considered al-iftikhar, to consider yourself to be better than somebody else, this is something for Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to look to see in. Right? So sometimes the Shaykh mentions that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala might grant somebody with a blessing that He hasn't given somebody else. It's from Allah. Right? Allah might bless this person with a child. The Shaykh mentions wealth, knowledge, status, positioning. Right? And Allah has given this to this person. It's from Allah. But he uses this as leverage over other people to claim that he's better and he feels like he's better than them. Right? And then the Shaykh, he says that he draws attention to he draws attention to himself from that which Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has blessed him with, and using that with pride and feeling that he's superior over the other people. Right? And this is what Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala and the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, He is forbidding. And as Allah says, and then the Shaykh says that there's nothing wrong with somebody to talk about some bounties. Like, it does not mean that if Allah blesses you with a blessing or with a khair, with good, that you talk about it and you share it with the people. There's nothing wrong with it. And the Shaykh brings the ayat, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. As for the proclaim and the grace of your Lord, then share it and speak it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But what it means is that for you to go overbound and to transgress over the people. And then the Shaykh brings فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. The Shaykh then describes the ayah. And what time is the adhan for Maghrib? Huh? Is it time for Maghrib? It's time for Maghrib? Okay, inshallah, we will read the tafsir of what the Shaykh had mentioned in our next class. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.